Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and whatever else you want to call yourself. It's Saturday. We've decided we're going to give some details about a poor, helpless, innocent person trapped beyond the Iron Curtain. They are desperate for our help. So everyone get together and help this person. Nomad, please tell these people all about this innocent person.
Innocent. I don't think I ever described her as that. All right,
No?
and I'm here not to. I'm actually here to give good advice of what they should do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but that'll come at the end after the bitch and me taking the piss out of the asshole who wrote this story. All right. Now I don't know anything about Deadspin. Okay, I know nothing about it. Okay, I do know that they're supposed to be a sports commentation group, right? And of course, like all mainstream sports beats, they're all a bunch of freaking cowardly Marxists. All right? But one of the people that they have working for them decided to write a little screed here. If Brittany Griner were Kevin Love, she'd already be home. Black people have it hard. Really? Black women have it harder. Oh? How? I would love somebody to give me a specific example, and I mean a specific example of how a black woman has it harder. Okay? Black gay women have it the hardest. Oh, really? Maybe somebody should sit up there and examine Patrice Cullors, who has yet to actually show any evidence of doing anything to help anyone or to be competent aside from spitting on America, all right, buying homes, all right, as part of the BLM movement, and celebrating with mimosas and wine the death of black men.
Mm-hmm.
While the while taking in $90 million in 2020, of which they then, well, we invested that into Wall Street, because we're Marxists. Boy, howdy, I tell you what, it must be devastating to be a gay black woman in America. It must be impossible. Have I mischaracterized something here? But especially in Russia. Oh, really? Because it's past the Triple Crown. She went for the frickin' quadruple because she's an immigrant in Russia. All right? After the news that Brittany Griner was detained has been extended and that Russia has denied all three of the U.S. Embassy attempts to visit her, the NBA Commissioner Adam Silver announced that the league will work side by side with the NBA in the hopes of bringing her home. Really? Adam Silver, the commissioner of the NBA. Really? He's going to work side by side. We've been in touch with the White House, the State Department, hostage negotiators, every level of government, and also through the private sector as well, Silver told ESPN. Our number one priority is her health and safety and making sure she gets out of Russia. Lies. And I'm going to prove it to you. Because I know something they haven't done. And it's something that would probably help. But I digress. Let's continue on with this frickin' Fukakta story. If you haven't noticed, the whole staying quiet about her situation, all right, idea hasn't worked. Now it's time to get loud. Can somebody tell me when they've been staying silent? Am I missing something? Have these jackapes shut up at all about this?
No.
Is there not a constant free Britney? going on, and I
Yes.
realized that the Free Britney is also, they were talking about Britney Spears, but that ended a long time ago. They've been talking Free Britney Griner. Free Griner has been all over freaking social media day in and day friggin' out.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't care. Okay? I don't have a problem with people wanting to get her home. I really don't. All right? I really find it very upsetting, all right, that any American is in jail overseas. Don't get me wrong. She's in jail for being a dumbass. Okay?
An important question, if you don't mind.
Sure.
If she moves over there, does she become Black Russian?
Jenson.
Sorry, carry on.
You're what Batman's not here, so you figure you gotta sit up there and fly the flag? Is that the issue?
Of course. And this way you can even understand what I'm saying, unlike him.
That's true. I do have a hard time understanding the speech patios of Batman. All right. But let's get back to this. All right. If you haven't noticed, all right, we already did that part. All right, the NBA can flex. All right, the added muscle that the NBA can flex will end this nightmare. Really? How? Seriously? How is the NBA, all right, which has done nothing but spit at Putin, all right, in favor of Winnie the Pooh, okay? If this was Winnie the Pooh, Griner would be dead. Right? And the WNBA and the NBA wouldn't have said a word.
Nope.
All right? If this was Winnie the Pooh, Brittany Griner might as well be a black hole that never gets mentioned. In fact, the national media and this person here, what's her name? Or his name? I don't know if it is. Karan J. Phillips. I have no idea if this is a man, woman, sex object, or possibly an attack helicopter. I don't know and I don't care. Okay? But I can tell you right now, your story, if you had chosen and if you had the moral courage to actually write the story, which quite frankly, as a leftist, seeing as you're a leftist, I seriously doubt, because none of you really have any intestinal fortitude, any conviction. Patrice colors. Black Lives Matter. All right? If any of you, I seriously doubt you would, even if you wrote this story, it'd have gone anywhere. Because your corporate masters here sure as hell would not have been trying to piss off the NBA. And Winnie the Pooh. Or am I missing something?
No, I would actually like to say something that Matt Barkley has said, though, which is actually the complete truth. They should play some WNBA games, and then everyone will fall asleep and they can just walk out. They're not wrong, actually. He's not wrong with that statement. It would put people into a coma, and then it could walk out and there'd be no questions.
I love this next part. All right. It's really hard to think about how Brittany Griner wouldn't be in this situation if she wasn't Brittany Griner. Sure, we can spend time discussing the wage gap or why America just doesn't seem to love the WNBA as it should. Why should it? Why should America love a failed product? All right? In an entertainment business, it's not entertaining. Are you going to try and tell me that the WNBA is entertaining?
No.
All right? Do you want to know the difference? Okay? Do you want to know the difference? Watch an NBA game and then watch a WNBA game and tell me which one you enjoyed more. It's not hard. Okay? Nobody cares about the WNBA because it's boring. You want to know why they don't sit up there and show every single day, all right, across the nation, high school football? Sure, high school football might be enjoyable to the families of the participants, but nobody else. You know, even a state championship, okay, is not broadcast throughout the state. Why? Because it's not entertaining enough. Okay?
Yeah.
Just you want to put WNBA games in a time slot that people will watch it? Nobody will still watch it. But in a time slot where you got a chance of people will watch it, right? Put it on, all right, at about 2 in the afternoon. Okay? Put it on, all right, when the housewives have finished cleaning their chores in the house and are busy hitting the wine bottles. Oh, Nomad went there. How dare he? Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because if they're not, I mean, it gives them something else to watch aside from, Oprah, right? I mean, Oprah's pretty freaking popular, right? And I guarantee you, her demographic isn't male. All right? I'm just putting it out there. Neither is Montel Williams. Guys are not watching shows like that, right? Guys aren't watching Dr. Phil. Okay? They're not.
Yeah, I believe you.
With that being the case, well, at least the WNBA has a chance to work on the demographic that they desperately need in order to sit up there and start to actually make headway. Because if you're trying to do it in prime time, no one's watching. No one's going to watch. It's not entertaining enough.
If I may interrupt 1 moment, Matt, I can think of a women's sport that you will gladly watch. I bet you will watch women's beach volleyball anytime it comes up. So don't be saying that women's sports are not so good. I bet you will watch that one, mate.
While watching women's beach volleyball sounds like a plan until you watch it. Have you ever watched women's beach volleyball? Jenson,
You mean
have you tried to make a point of watching? There's a professional women's beach volleyball league.
Dude, you're confusing me saying it's a ball. You know the only thing we're watching also bounces. And it ain't the ball.
The professionals ain't bouncing anything. Okay? Just putting it out there. All right?
Matt agrees with me. Beach volleyball is the opposite. I watch, but don't listen. That's perfectly fair.
No, you won't be, because if you ever watch beach volleyball, the women are... the word well-endowed doesn't apply. Let's put it that way. They're all thin as rails, because you have to be. Because you've got to frickin' move in sand and leap. All right? I'm not saying they're not athletic. And I'm not saying that it's not enjoyable to see an athletics woman's form, because it is. But as far as entertainment goes, well, I could watch that or Baywatch. Which one am I watching? All right, let's be blunt here, right?
Yeah.
You gonna watch Baywatch? You gonna watch women beach volleyball?
Yeah. It's a fair point. I can't really argue there.
All right.
So
now, he goes into this. Hold on a second. He goes into it, whatever. Goes into this.
Mm-hmm.
All right. With we don't want to talk about the pay gap, but would the increase in salaries keep players home? Oh, so you don't want to talk about the pay gap and immediately talk about the pay gap. This is why I believe it's a woman, because this is the kind of passive-aggressive bullshit nonsense that these idiots come up with. All to say, Look, I care. I care. All right. We would have to have an honest conversation about this. It's based on the fact that Brittany Griner is black, tall, and lesbian. It has nothing to do with the fact that she's black, tall, and lesbian. A 6'9" black woman with visible tattoos, dreadlocks, and a confident and cool masculine energy that Putin wishes he had. Lady. All right, I guarantee you, Putin gets more tail than Brittany Griner ever wanted.
Yeah.
All right, as a 70-year-old man. Okay. Yeah. Just putting it there, lady. All right. Brittany Griner. All right. If it was a contest between Brittany Griner and Putin, all right. With the exception of basketball, I'm betting on Putin. All right? I'm just putting it out there. You want to take any other sporting event, all right? And I'm sorry, I think that Putin could probably take her, even in a 100-yard dash. All right?
It's a cool idea. Imagine full contact basketball.
Well,
So
that's...
you're literally allowed to down your opponent. Again, Putin wins.
Well, let's be honest. There's the other aspect that's very true as well. It's not like Putin is not going to cheat if he has to.
Exactly. He does the signal and a man in the audience shoots her in the head. Oh well, he wins.
All right, who is open about life and leads the life she leads and who she loves is a perfect type for a rich Russian dictator to make an example of. All the while knowing that she isn't the type that her country would do anything to free. What are you talking about? She's part of the oppression Olympics. She's been talked about the whole time. The problem that she has is she committed a crime. All right? There's a white male, by the way, who has been stuck over there and convicted because, well, quite frankly, if you really look into it, it seems as if he went to bed with the wrong honeypot, all right, and a certain Russian didn't appreciate it. Okay?
Oops.
Just putting it out there. If this was Nancy Kerrigan, she would have been home already. No, she wouldn't have. What the hell? No, she wouldn't have. All right? What makes you think that if she was Nancy Kerrigan who'd been doing dope, all right, and got caught at an international airport, all right, that she would be home?
No idea.
All right? If the genders were reversed and this happened to Kevin Love, well, first of all, neither Nancy Kerrigan nor Kevin Love, all right, that I know of, have been busted for drugs, all right, at an international airport. Especially bringing it in to a foreign country. Like a dumbass. So why are you trying to excuse Brittany Griner's role in all of this? Oh, well, there's nothing different about her. Yeah, there is. There's a lot of things different between her and Nancy Kerrigan, and a lot of things different between Brittany Griner and Kevin Love.
Please, Kevin Love. I'm sorry, I have to ask because I don't know.
Kevin Love is an NBA player. All right.
Okay. All right. Cool.
But he's a white NBA player.
But how can they do that? White men can't jump. Well, no. I think they made a film about it and everything.
Now, I've gone on rants and this person just goes into stupid shit. All right. This isn't about black or white or man or woman. You made it about black and white and about man and woman. All right. In fact, your very first article talks about, well, this is all about black and white. This is the kind of crap that the leftists, and you know what's sad is by the time she was writing those words, she actually believed it. She actually believed her article wasn't about that, and she was writing those words because they are that delusional about what they do and how they act.
Fair.
And if you really wanted to get to save Reiner, and I'm not in Jenson, I expect you to analyze the holy shit out of this next statement.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We're going to go a little back and forth. If they were really serious, and I mean this, if they were really serious about helping Griner and actually do something to really get a very good chance to get Brittany Griner out, and believe it or not, I want her out of there as well. I don't think that she's being treated well, okay? I don't think any American is treated well in the hellholes around the world.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Which is why you don't frickin' commit crimes. You try to keep your nose clean, right? I realize that that's hard for entertainers to do, because part of the way of keeping your nose clean is keeping yourself on the down low, right? Making sure that you don't come to the attention of everyone. When you're a celebrity, for whatever reason, okay, that's kind of hard to do, even in Russia. I understand that, but if you really want to do this, now you ready, Jensen? Here's a piece of
On it.
here's a suggestion that could actually free Brittany Griner. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Publicly ask Trump to negotiate her release.
Yeah.
All right. Now I say that, okay, knowing full well that it's not the best thing for America. It's the best thing for Brittany Griner. And I'll explain what I mean by this. Okay? First of all, there's no guarantee Trump would accept this. But Trump, being the kind of narcissist that he is, would love the chance to sit up there and go over there and negotiate and stick it to the Biden administration.
Oh, God, yeah.
And if you ask him publicly, he's in a no-win situation. At least he would have to try.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So you can box Trump in to sit up there and go, hey, what about trying to save Brittany? All right? Now, if we take a look at the obverse of that, Putin would jump at the chance to just trash the Biden administration by having Trump be the one who negotiated her release.
Yeah.
He would love on the international stage to absolutely embarrass, all right, the Biden administration. And what's more, by giving it to Trump, he then screws Trump over because the left will go, see, he's butt buddies with Putin. That's the only reason it happened. From a Putin standpoint, this would be a win-win situation.
You're not wrong.
Seriously, if you want Brittany Griner home, publicly ask Trump to help.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be good for America because, like I said, it'll cause just as much, it'll continue to roil the divisiveness going on in this country. It won't help the Republicans because the Republicans are fractured as all hell right now. All right?
Yeah.
This would just be another freaking fracture within the Republican Party. It won't help the Democrats because it'll make them look feckless. It'll make everybody riled in this country. But you know what? Brittany Griner would be home.
Mm-hmm.
But none of you have asked that. Do you think Adam Silver has asked Trump to do this? Do you think that this person, Karen J. Phillips, hey, Karen, all right, or Carrion, because that's what your name looks like, Carrion, all right? Hey, Carrion, do you think that maybe this would be a good idea? Huh? Did you think of asking Trump? Did you even think to ask Trump? And Trump would play it like, let's be honest, Trump would go all out trying to fix this.
Oh, God, yeah.
It would be a frickin', he would turn it into a frickin' media spectacle.
Yeah.
And like I said, it wouldn't necessarily be good for the country. But Trump would not be able to resist this. Let's be perfectly blunt. This is something Trump would not sit up there and sacrifice, all right, because it would make him look bad if he turned it down.
Yep.
But it would be good for Brittany Griner. And it would get her home.
Yeah.
And it's a serious suggestion. Publicly ask Trump. Now, I can hear it already. Nomad, well then why haven't you asked for it? Because I don't give a shit. Okay? I don't care enough about Brittany Griner, all right, to ask Trump to do it. It's a tight one. It's a tight one. It's more tight than people realize. But to be honest, what I'm suggesting happen will harm America, and I don't want to be the one to harm America.
Mm-hmm.
But it would work.
Yeah.
And if you cared about her and you think that this is a big deal and you really want something done about it, you would be asking right now. Just,
You know full damn well they won't, though, don't
well, of course not, because they're part of the Harpy Brigade.
you?
You know, this is the brigade that they're a part of. This is their priority. All right, I'm not joking, am I?
No, but I'm sorry. It's just every
This
time you see that thing's ass.
this is what you think you're going to see. All right, with women's beach volleyball, you're not going to see that.
Disturbingly, probably not.
All right, just serious suggestion. You really want Brittany Griner home? You really serious about wanting Brittany Griner home? You guys should be publicly asking Trump to negotiate.
Mm-hmm.
You won't do it though. You
No.
want to know why that? You want to know why the leftists won't do it? Because Brittany, they don't give a shit about Brittany. Not even the girlfriend of Brittany or her paramour or her housemate or whatever you want to call them, right? Wife, husband. I don't know what the hell to call her, right?
You say that, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they're not going to do it because they refuse to give Trump the win. And unfortunately, no matter what he does, even if it all goes completely tits up and he fails miserably, he is still seen as trying. So they just don't want to give him anything like a win, I feel.
Oh, I agree, right? Because they're and like I said, that includes her girlfriend, or husband, or spouse, or how spouse, I guess is the best way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing with her spouse. Her spouse hasn't asked Trump. You can't tell me that people would not have been able to, that she could not publicly ask Trump to do this. Her spouse is also a member of the WNBA, by the way, right? Or was. I don't know if she still is. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm not even sure what the name of the woman is, but I thought she was part of the WNBA. I'd heard that. All right. But if you seriously wanted to get this woman home, if you were serious about it, Carrion, you would be publicly asking for Trump's help. In fact, you would have all of your frickin' butt buddies in the entertainment industry and throughout the journalism industry asking for Trump's help. But you're not going to do that, are you? You don't dare. Because it's exactly like you said, Jenson. They're more terrified of Trump than they are of anything else. Sorry, Brittany.
Frightening.
Sorry, Brittany. You got to suffer for the cause. We're going to sacrifice for the cause. We can't let the orange man get you back home. All right. Not that she would, not that, and they would sit up there and go, as much as she hates Trump, she would be willing to stay in Russia's prison rather than be released, all right, by Trump. Because she is a hater, all right. Brittany Griner is not a wallflower, you know, in any way, shape, or form, all right, because they gave her the reins, and she is. She was portrayed to be as good as NBA players. She's not as good as NBA players, any of them. She would be defeated. If they put a one-on-one, she would lose. If they played a game of one-on-one with any NBA player, she would lose.
Yeah.
Right? That's just reality. Okay? She's fairly tall, but she's not fast. She's not quick in comparison to them. All right? She's 6'9" and can barely get off the floor. Right?
Uh-huh.
Most of them, I think the average height of an NBA player is around 6'5", 6'6". That's the average height. Right? All of them would be blocking her shots continuously. They would be knocking the ball constantly out of her if they were serious. Okay?
Yeah.
They would be knocking the ball constantly out of her hands, and she wouldn't be able to stop it. I'm telling you, that's just the way the world works. It's like these people when they destroyed women's. believe it or not, golf has never had a huge audience. The audience
Yeah.
increased, all right, with Tiger Woods, all right.
Yeah.
But the reason it increased with Tiger Woods wasn't because Tiger Woods was black. The reason that it increased because let me rephrase that because it is part of the fact that he was black. But it was because of people's biases about black people that people watched Tiger Woods. And what I mean by that is not what you think. I'm not talking about the idea that they're racist and they wanted people to beat Tiger Woods. People were watching Tiger Woods because he was black and therefore, well, he didn't come from a privileged family, right? He came from the poor kid from the urban slums, right? That's the impression. Now that's not true, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, his dad was in the military. All right, was a command. He became a sergeant major in the military, so which is the highest, the high ranks of the quote unquote enlisted, right? And believe it or not,
Yeah.
that there are special privileges that you get when you get to those levels, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that's not saying that he was living in the lap of luxury. All right, I'm not saying Tiger Woods was living in the lap of luxury. But he was living in a middle income family. Okay. Now the
Yeah.
advantage of the military, the fact that his father was in the military, is guess what? You can go on every single military base in this country or pretty much any other country that's a U.S. military base, and it has a golf course. Okay, I'm here to
He's
tell
not wrong.
you. I'm here to tell you, golf is a huge thing in the officer corps for the military, and believe it or not, most of the NCOs play it too. Why? Because you can wander around drinking beer while you're driving those stupid freaking carts, all right, and have a good time just being with your buddies. And it's inexpensive for them. The
Mm.
greens fees aren't tens of thousands of dollars a year. All
True.
right. As a civilian, in the civilian world, once you step away from that, golf becomes really, really, really expensive. Okay?
Yeah.
But on a US military base, to be honest, if you were interested in playing golf, you could play golf. All right, every single day if you have the time off to do it. So Tiger Woods, because he was black, was looked upon as coming from this, downtrodden thing, and he was so good at golf, right? That's what attracted people to watching golf now for the first time. It increased it. Now, why am I bringing up Tiger Woods and golf and everything else? Because the problem of golf was is as it started to gain popularity, what else did you have? You had women's golf, right?
Yeah.
And what did they push women to do? Oh, women golfers are the same as men golfer. Oh, we want women to compete with men. Oh, they can take men. They can take the men. All right. They're just as good as the men. Golfing game is the same. Now, golf is the same in the sense that you see a woman swinging a club and you see a man swinging a club. All right, there's not a whole lot of difference, right, from the way it's portrayed on television. All right.
Yeah.
The difference, of course, is in reality when you look at them play. It's distance.
Oh, yeah.
Pros are hitting these balls, all right, 350 yards at times, 360 yards at times, just with one swing. The men are.
Mm.
All right. Women, women golfers, if they get 300 yards, that was a great shot, right?
Mm.
Not saying that they can't hit it, not saying that they couldn't beat a duffer like me, right, on the golf course. They could beat the holy hell out of me. Someone like Annika Sorenstam, right? But they tried to say that Annika Sorenstam could, when she quote-unquote played the round of the century by Stuart Scott. right? From ESPN when he was still alive. Oh, she played the round of the century. Round of the century because she was playing with the guys. And if she was actually playing for competitiveness, she would not have made the cut. Right?
Oh.
And then after Annika Sorenstam, they did the same thing to the new girl, right, coming up, Michelle Wee. Right? And because of what they tried to do, what they did to her, Michelle Wee was young. She was still a teenager, right? She was like 14, 15 years old. Because they screwed up her mentality, they destroyed her golf career for the most part. This was someone that was enjoying golf, and they destroyed all of her enjoyment for golf because of the nonsensical pressure that they threw on top of her.
Oh, cow.
Right? It's this kind of nonsense. It's this kind of stupidity by people like Carrion. All right? But the fact is you want to make this racist. The fact is you want to make this political. This is what's destroying sports in America. People don't want to watch politics when they turn on the television. They want to watch a game. They don't want to hear commentators making political stupid, and what's worse, stupid political statements every time they turn around. That's not saying that these guys cannot, can't sit up there and when they're given a microphone, use it for whatever they want. Okay? They can be whatever they want to be. I don't care. But if it's part of the game, if they're involved in the game, I don't want to see politics in the game. I want to see a sporting event. The only time I want to see politics in a game, right, was when you're playing national level politics against other nations and it's national pride. But even then, that's not politics. That's national pride.
Yep.
And I think most people are the same way. When you see when you see the British team, all right, going up against the French team or the Russian team or the American team, you're rooting for the British team just because you're rooting for the British team.
Oh yeah.
But when you push in too much politics in it, you don't. That gets taken away. So many people destroyed women's soccer team, all right, because they made it all so political in this country that people wouldn't even cheer for the U.S. team, all right, because they were being used as a political ploy, no longer as representatives of the nation. In fact, they were busy pissing and moaning about the nation. So why would I care to watch you?
Yeah.
You want to say you're representing the nation while whining and bitching about how bad the nation is and they're treating me bad? Ooh, click. Go pound sand. We don't need to turn this stuff into politics. Leave it to the side. If you want to leave it as national pride or something like that, leave it that way. Leave it off the field. Politics don't belong on the field. Because if you do, if you continue this path, you know the kind of political gamemanship you're going to be playing? You know what it's going to do for entertainment value is when people are dying in the streets. That will become real entertainment to people. Because people still want entertainment. All right? But killing political prisoners becomes that.
Yeah.
Just pointing it out. That's historically what. Take a look. Take a look what the Romans did. The Romans took the entire Olympic game thing and eventually ended up, well, great, throw the Christians to the lions. All right, bring out the gladiators. All for political prisoners. Oh, this guy used to be a part of this legion that has now been disbanded because, well, they joined Pompey. Guess what?
Yeah, not such a good plan.
But you understand my point.
Oh, I do. And my point, I have to admit, I would dearly love to see the American national women's national soccer team take on what is known as the Millwall Lionesses, which is basically a bunch of, well, volunteer female football players over here. That would be hilarious to watch, just to see how many ambulances would be needed. I reckon about 11.
You just want people hurt.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the Lionesses would be absolutely fine. It would just be a horrific slaughter, somewhat like throwing the Christians to the Trojans. Okay? No offense to you guys. I'm not saying this as England are better than America. No, I'm just pointing out that the Millwall Lionesses are a vicious, psychotic bunch of bitches who would cripple you no matter whether you was male, female, animal, vegetable, or mineral. They are monsters. I know. I've known a few.
Look, I'm not going to say anything about it. I know nothing about these people. It's the first time I've even heard them mentioned. And well, we know lots of. There are groups like that. Let's be honest. There's always been those kinds of groups. But I am serious about all the rest of the stuff when it comes to Britney. If you really want to save Britney, then you should be asking for Trump's help.
Yeah.
You really should. All right. You have nothing to lose. Except if you help Trump, you'll be seen as a traitor. A traitor to the leftist cause. And can you live with yourselves after that? All right, that's everything I got, Jenson. That's all I wanted to bitch about.
Okay. No worries, mate. Well, thank you very much for your opinion. Unfortunately, I know I couldn't say very much about Brittany Griner, not knowing that much about her, but hey, I actually agree with you with the whole getting Trump involved, because that would have an effect one way or another. Well, I hope everyone actually enjoyed themselves, and thank you very much for coming out and listening. I'll see you next time, everybody. Bye-bye. And done.